Prepare to learn some amazing things about the world that we live in, because here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. In 2007, Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe wore the same clothes home from a theater in London for 6 months in a row so that paparazzi would end up with the same photos every day and therefore not be able to publish the pictures. According to a study done in 2014 by St. Michael's Hospital, almost half of homeless men who took part in the study have suffered from at least one traumatic brain injury in their life. 87% of those injuries occurred before they lost their homes. In 2015, in the French city of Valenciennes, a couple actually named their baby Nutella. A judge ruled that it was contrary to the child's best interest to bear that name, as it was the name of a spread, and when the parents failed to appear in court, they renamed the child Ella. According to the American Psychological Association's 2014 survey, the most stressed out people in America are millennials, which are people between the ages of 18 and 35, women, parents with kids under 18, and low-income households. The main source of stress was money. The world's largest indoor beach is called the Tropical Island Resort in Krausnick, Germany. Built inside an old airplane hangar, it contains a 50,000 plant forest that spans over a 107,639 square foot area, a spa, a waterfall, a whirlpool, and a water slide. In fact, it's big enough that you could fly a hot air balloon inside. There's a phenomenon called crown shyness, where in some tree species, their crowns, when fully grown, don't touch each other. The tree canopy ends up with channel-like gaps. And the weirdest thing is that scientists aren't sure why it happens. In the 1996 movie Twister, a recording of a camel's moan was slowed down and used as the sound for the tornado. Scorpions can survive being frozen and thawed and extreme heat up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and some species can actually survive being underwater for 2 whole days. Tulips used to be the most expensive flower. In the 1600s, tulips were more valuable than most people's homes and cost almost 10 times what the average working man would earn in a year. On January 1st, 1976, the day that relaxed marijuana laws came into effect in California, Danny Finegood, an art student at Cal State Northridge, and some of his friends took $50 worth of fabric to the Hollywood sign and changed it to read Hollyweed. They used the gag as a school project, earning them an A. In 2002, O.J. Simpson was charged and fined $65 for creating a wake in a manatee zone in his boat in a bay in Florida. He decided to plead innocent instead of paying the fine. Well, that's not the first time that happened, I guess. The island on the TV show Gilligan's Island was created in Hollywood in the middle of an artificial lake in CBS's studios. The set cost $75,000 to construct and had artificial palm trees mixed in with real plants and flowers. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson released a motivational alarm clock. He created the app to help you get out of bed and meet your personal goals. And the best thing is that there is no snooze button. There are 25 ringtones to choose from that were created by The Rock himself. For example, there's one that's just a mashup of sounds that come from his dog, a couple where he just keeps repeating the words beep and ring ring, and another where he smashes a harp. About 36,000 units of blood were donated to the New York Blood Center by New Yorkers wanting to help in the days following September 11th. Unfortunately, because blood can't be used more than a few weeks after donation, more than 200,000 of the 9/11 units had to be discarded. The world's biggest tire graveyard is in Sulabia, Kuwait. Every single year, gigantic holes are dug into the desert and filled with old tires. There are 7 million tires there already, and the dump is so large that it's actually visible from space. There's a monument in Israel called the 9/11 Living Memorial Plaza that was initiated and designed by Eliezer Weishaupt. It was completed in 2009 for $2 million and sits on a hill overlooking Jerusalem's largest cemetery. It's a 30-foot bronze American flag that forms the shape of a flame to commemorate the flames of the Twin Towers. The base of it is made from melted steel from the wreckage of the original World Trade Center. Surrounding the monument are plaques with the names of the victims of 9/11. In 2015, Disney banned the use of selfie sticks in their parks due to safety concerns. Gadgets were already prohibited on rides, but selfie sticks themselves pose a unique concern as the long arms could collide with a ride's mechanism or stick another guest. Swindon, England is home to what may be the most confusing looking intersection ever created. The Magic Roundabout was designed by engineer Frank Blackmore of the British Transport and Road Research Laboratory back in 1972 to help alleviate traffic jams. The interchange consists of 5 separate smaller roundabouts supporting clockwise traffic, all situated around one larger central roundabout that runs counterclockwise. And believe it or not, traffic jams were greatly reduced. The biggest stadium in the world is the Rundrago May Day Stadium located in Pyongyang, North Korea. Completed on May 1st, 1989, it's used for sporting events but is more famous for being the place where the annual Mass Games are held, an artistic and gymnastic event with over 100,000 participants in it. Some of the world's oldest sunglasses were discovered on North Baffin Island in northern Canada. They were created by the Eskimo or Inuit of the Arctic. Also referred to as snow goggles, they were created from bone, leather, or wood with small slits to see through, designed to protect the eyes from snow blindness caused by the sun. Rhinotelexomania is the scientific word for picking your nose. Rhino means nose, telex means habitual picking, and mania means rage or fury. I gotta get it! It's actually possible to cause your eyeball to pop out of its socket, known as exophthalmos, by blowing your nose too hard, vomiting, or coughing excessively. The good news is, if you're brave enough, you can just pop it back in. Arachiboterophobia is the name for the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. I just call it annoying. The children's ring game Ring Around the Rosie refers to the Great Plague of London back in 1665. The Ring Around the Rosie refers to the rosy red rash in the shape of a ring that someone with the plague would develop. The Pocket Full of Posy refers to the fact that people fill their pockets and pouches with sweet-smelling herbs or posies because the belief was that the disease was transmitted via bad smells. And the ashes, well, that refers to the cremation of the dead body. Childhood ruined. You're welcome. The Maricopa harvester ant is considered one of the most venomous insects in the world. 12 stings from them can kill a 4.4-pound animal. The word exocannibalism refers to when you eat someone outside your own family or tribe. Endocannibalism is when you eat someone from the same community or tribe. Back in 2013, PayPal accidentally put over $92 quadrillion into PR executive Chris Reynolds' account. PayPal admitted their error and offered to donate money to a cause of Reynolds' choice. That's a nice gesture, but I would still be pissed if I was Reynolds. That's nice and all, but can I keep some of the money? Damn. Jessica Cox, born in 1983 in Sierra Vista, Arizona, was born without arms due to a rare birth defect. But she ended up being the first pilot ever to fly with no arms. There's a museum in Croatia filled with 507 stuffed frogs. Froggyland shows off the work of 20th century Hungarian taxidermist Ferenc Murray, who spent 10 years stuffing and meticulously arranging the frogs. The LG in LG Corporation stands for Lucky Gold Star, which is its former name, and is the abbreviation of the company's tagline, Life's Good. During the filming of Wolf of Wall Street, actor Jonah Hill snorted so much fake cocaine, which was vitamin D powder, he ended up being sick for 6 weeks with bronchitis. According to a study done in 2015 by Common Sense Media and CEO James Stayer, the average teen spends up to 9 hours a day on social media. In 2016, Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter and Pinterest accounts were hacked by a group called Our Mind. Apparently, his password was unbelievably da. Way to go, Zucks. Make it just a little bit more complicated next time. There are actually 3 different types of tears. Basal tears keep your eyes lubricated, irritant or reflex tears are produced when you get something in your eye, and emotional tears, of course, are produced during moments of intense feeling. The Mutter Museum in Philadelphia has an exhibit of a woman's body that was naturally converted into soap due to the chemicals in the soil where she was buried. The average sloth travels only 123 feet per day. That's less than half the length of a football field. Going as fast as I can. Chewing gum causes increased saliva, which increases swallowing, which increases the amount of air that you swallow, which makes you pass gas more. So in other words, gum equals farts. Gangsta's Paradise is one of the few Coolio songs to not feature any profanity because it was the only way that Stevie Wonder would authorize the sampling of his song Pastime Paradise. Leopards are solitary animals who prefer to hunt and live alone and only get together with other leopards to mate. Also, they can eat things that are twice their size. The sound of velociraptors talking back and forth to each other in the movie Jurassic Park was actually the sound of mating tortoises. The founder of IKEA, Ingvar Fyodor Kamprad, started his career at age 6 selling matches. At the age of 10, he was going around the neighborhood on his bike selling Christmas decorations. Then, at the age of 17, he was getting money from selling fish and pencils. Finally, after his father gave him a small sum of money for doing well in school, he started IKEA. New York City's 911 systems handle more than 11 million calls per year, making it the largest of its kind in the nation. The letter Q is the only letter in the alphabet that doesn't appear in any US territory or state name. Australia has the largest resource of uranium in the world, at 31%. At around 12% of the world's annual production, they are the world's third largest producer behind Kazakhstan and Canada. Up until 2013, if you were found to be trafficking drugs in Singapore, you were given a mandatory death sentence. As far as harsh drug laws are concerned, Singapore had and still has some of the toughest out of any country in the world. There's a hotel in Bolivia called the Palacio de Sal Resort that is made up of 1 million 14-inch blocks of compressed grains of salt. Even the furniture is made out of salt. Mahatma Gandhi never won the Nobel Peace Prize despite being nominated 5 times between 1937 and 1948. This despite being one of the strongest symbols for nonviolence in the world and being one of the most respected. 29% of the Earth's surface is land, 33% is desert, and 71% is oceans. Horses can actually sleep while standing up. This is because of the way that their legs are built. They have ligaments and a structure that allows them to doze off without collapsing. Believe it or not, fishing was the activity that accounted for the most lightning strikes and deaths between 2006 and 2012. In fact, there were a total of 26 fishing deaths because of it. And now you're just a little bit smarter. Thank you guys so much for coming by today. If you enjoyed this, remember to hit that like button and don't forget to come back here on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I'll have a brand new video for you. Don't forget, new videos every weekday, Monday to Friday. I'll see you then. Bye!